Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Craig Hiking Pipes. This evening, it's evening for me here. Very pleasant evening. Got the front lawn mowed. The backyard is a jungle. I have to get to that. But for this evening, just sitting on the front porch. I got my Savinelli autograph. This is the kind of the weird free-handed panel. My first autograph. I have two of them now. And in it, McBaron Royal Twist. Really like this. Bought 5 tins when they dropped at Smoking Pipes. I guess I should have gotten 10. Anyway, this VR is going out to Chad. He asked us today, question number 5, and that is identify a negative event or something negative in your life that actually you were able to turn into a positive. And with his previous question, I forget if it was number 1 or 2, he talked about positive influences, and if they didn't exist, how do we feel things would have turned out differently for us if those positive influences didn't exist. Well, I'm going to go back to my father. And as I talked about previously, my father did some very, very hurtful things, and he wasn't a very good father to me growing up. Really caused a fracture in our relationship for quite some time. In fact, I don't think there was a period of time for almost 5 years where we actually didn't speak to one another. And as such, I saw how my childhood was with that type of father. And I feel that I've taken a very strong lessons learned from the way my father treated me. And I have, again, one daughter, my only child. And I can't recall doing any of the negativity that my father did unto myself and my sister. And the validation of that came about from him. We did, I won't call reconcile, but we came back together again. The relationship was very, very different. And as I had gotten older and became my own man, as they say, he recognized that there wasn't going to be any more manipulations or mind games or things of that nature. It just wasn't going to happen. And so when my daughter was born, he actually had a lot of exposure to my daughter, which was a good thing for the most part. There were a few hiccups along the way, but for the most part, I'm glad, he decided to be there in a grandfather's capacity for my daughter. And there was a good relationship there. And because he had a fair amount of exposure to my daughter, and he watched her grow up through her young years. Darn it, I'm having a tough time keeping this guy lit. Sorry. Kind of puts a damper on this VR, huh? But as I was saying, because he had such broad exposure and seeing how my daughter was growing up and how she was being parented, he actually said something to my wife one day. And like all the bad things that he had said that have always stayed with me, this also stayed with me. Got it going. He said to my wife on one particular occasion that, Craig's a pretty darn good father, isn't he? And my wife said, yeah, he's really a good father. And my father said, it shows. He's a much better father than I ever was. And that meant something. It meant something on a few levels. Shoot, didn't happen. Son of a birch beer. Haven't had this difficulty before with this blend. But it validated me in a couple of things. One, that he saw that I was a good father. And apparently I was doing some things right. But it was also an acknowledgement that he recognized that he did a lot of wrong things. And that meant a little something. Yeah, one statement doesn't eradicate all of the negativity, all the negativeness that he bestowed upon me, especially at a very impressionable age. But it was nice to hear him acknowledge that he really messed up. So that's the negativeness that I feel I've turned into a positiveness, if those are the right words, if that's even in the English language. But that I recognized what a bad father was, and I didn't follow in those footsteps. And I was acknowledged to be a good father. So I hope that answers the question, Chad. Personal information, the truth, which I never have a problem saying. And with that, be well, be safe, be good to one another, and we'll catch you again real soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.